The most dangerous thing that can happen to a company is becoming really, really good at what they do. See, Nokia made the best phones in the world, dominant, profitable, loved by customers. In fact, in 2007, they had 40% of the global mobile market. The same year, Apple launched the iPhone. By 2013, Nokia was sold off in pieces. But you know what? Nokia saw it coming. They had smartphone prototypes before Apple. They had the engineers, they had the money. But they still lost, and the reason is one of the most fascinating concepts in business. Clayton Christensen called it the innovator's dilemma, and it works like this. Nokia's best customers in 2007, carriers, enterprises, business users, they wanted better keyboard, better battery life, better signal. They didn't want a touch screen with no buttons. In fact, early iPhone reviews literally called it impractical. So Nokia listened to their best customers, kept improving what worked, and ignored the touchscreen. So looks like a rational decision, but completely wrong outcome. Because here's what was actually happening. The iPhone wasn't competing with Nokia's best phones. It was competing with nothing. It was creating a completely new market. Casual internet users, app users, people who had never owned a smartphone. Nokia was so focused on serving their existing customers perfectly that they completely missed the new customers being created around them. By the time those new customers became the majority, Nokia had no answer. So their greatest strength, knowing exactly what their customers wanted, became their greatest weakness. Because their customers were the wrong ones to be listening to. And this isn't about just Nokia. Kodak invented the digital camera in 1975, sat on it for 20 years because it would hurt their film business. By the time they released it, Sony and Canon had taken over. Every single one of these companies was being perfectly rational, serving their best customers, protecting their best products. But the companies that disrupted them didn't win because they were smarter. They won because they had nothing to lose. Nokia couldn't kill their phone business to bet on touchscreens. Too much revenue at stake. Too many shareholders, too many customers depending on them. The startup had no existing business to protect, so they just built. So the innovator's dilemma isn't about being stupid, it's about being too successful to take a risk that would save you. And we don't know, every big company we admire right now is somewhere in the same loop, and somewhere in this world someone is building the thing that their best customers don't want yet. That's the dilemma.